Hi, Allan Friesen here. I'm here with Ryan and Vanessa, and then we wanted to tell you about a situation that came up this week and might be of value to you. Workers' comp. In this situation, the person was off on workers' comp. No, was he off on workers' comp?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
off on workers' comp. And then when they're off on workers' comp, this group has disability coverage as well, but we did not apply for the disability coverage because it was a workers' comp claim. Now, do you want to do that forever? No, you don't, because at some point in time, you want to file the claim with the insurance company, even if they're not going to pay that claim right now. And why that's important is because there is a waiver of premium that kicks in. So when the waiver of premium kicks in, they would still have the coverage, but wouldn't have to pay for their life insurance and accidental death and short-term disability and long-term disability, those benefits. Further, the situation could change. It might start as a workers' comp claim, and then subsequently the person is no longer disabled for that reason. Something else has happened. They've had a heart attack, they've had some kind of other failure of health, or they have a mental health type challenge not related to the original claim. So to file that claim, minimum, you want to get it set up so you can have the waiver of premiums, but two, you want it so that if in fact workers' comp at some point says this is not an eligible workers' comp claim, you want to be ready to have it that it's going to be covered through the private insurer, Blue Cross, Great West, Sun Life, Manulife, whoever the insurer is. So that's the recommendation we have for you. But one other thing in this case that happened as well, which is scary, is that when they put the person, the employer, when they put the person on the workers' comp claim, they took them off of their group plan. In this case, it was Blue Cross, but it could be any insurer. And why is that a problem? Because now workers' comp has changed their laws. We did a little video about this in the past, but obviously not everybody's seen that. So workers' comp has changed their laws. How it works is, if you have an employee who becomes disabled and your company has a group plan, you have to retain them on your group plan, even though they're not there, even though they're receiving money from workers' comp, you have to retain them on your group plan for the duration of their disability or 1 year. So whichever of those is longer. So that's an important consideration, that you have to retain them on the plan. Now, there's a whole situation now about the cost sharing and does that stay the same, and those kind of things. But you need to know that if you as an employer take the person off the plan, and then the employee, what am I trying to say here? We take them off. Oh yes, and then the employee subsequently incurs claims, right? And you should have kept them on the plan. What can happen is workers' comp will demand that you pay those claims. So that's a scary situation, right? If you have somebody on, they've been taken off, and all of a sudden they incur a $20,000 medical expense, and workers' comp says, here's your invoice, pay up. That would be a problem. So the key is, if you have somebody who becomes disabled, if you have a group plan in force at your place of employment, at your company or your agency, that person has to be on that plan still for the duration of their disability or till 1 year. Further, that at some point in time, if it's a workers' comp claim and you know it's going to end in 2 months, no biggie. But if you think it's going to go on longer, or it's a more complicated type of a situation, the person's failure of health, you're also going to want to apply for the other program, the private program, so that you have that protection as well if the workers' comp says they're no longer eligible. All right, anything we're missing there?
It's just a good reminder to have your company policies up to date. And what are you going to do? What are the steps that you go through if somebody is disabled?
Definitely. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, but if you have company policies that say, boom, 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 here's the things we do in this situation, you're going to avoid a lot of pain and money problems. So that's one thing too. And the other, we just had another situation where the earnings weren't up to date. Well, the earnings not being reported up to date causes another thing, right? So somebody's earnings have been reported to the insurer at $60,000 a year. They become disabled, and then their earnings aren't $60,000, they're $80,000 a year. The disability is on a percentage of those reported earnings. They're going to pay the lower of those two. Well, now you have an underinsured situation, which could be very challenging for that employee who is dealing with that failure of health and the reduction in income during that failure of health. Anything we want to add?
No, sounds good.
Ryan, anything for you?
I don't think so.
Okay, we are ready to help you. If you need help, give us a call. We're very knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. Thanks. Have a good day.